On this episode of our Laidback life, we head to Bangkok, the heart of amazing Thailand. From the airport, we took the local subway system to our hotel, transferring to the Blue Line at Bang Sue Station. We booked 4 nights at the Ayutthaya Hotel, which has a nice pool for $26 per night. It was definitely worth getting a hotel with a pool in Bangkok because it's so hot, and we have a few rest days where we just kind of lounged around at the hotel in the local area. Likewise, booking a hotel just a 5-minute walk from the subway station was really important and an easy way to get around town. So we just arrived earlier this morning in Bangkok, and it is hot and humid, like 35 degrees and boiling on the road. So I have everything that we need: hats, umbrellas, sunglasses, sunscreen to keep out of the sun, because we're going to spend a lot of the afternoon walking around here downtown. We're at the Grand Palace downtown, and across the street is the Ministry of Defense, which is a beautiful architecture building, really grand and huge. And along this whole area in downtown Bangkok is all the temples. So we're gonna go check it out. The palace, because it closes first, and then we're gonna check out a bunch of the local temples and as it gets cooler. It's so beautiful. You can rent Thai pants for 50 baht across the street from the palace entrance, or buy a pair for 100 baht each. The ticket fee for the Grand Palace is 500 baht per person, about $15. You can find the Temple of the Emerald Buddha and a few small museums on the enormous compound. The palace stops selling tickets at 3:30 p.m. and closes at 4:30, but the Temple Wat Pho next door is open later, so I go to the palace first. The one we're gonna go see in the back, and it's really hot and we're sweating like crazy.
You should take off your shirt.
Take off my shirt?
Yeah, that one, this one, not one of this.
Yeah, I think I need to stay in the shade and walk around. It's very busy, and it's really hot, so we'll have to learn about the history as we go. Try to learn a little bit about each of the Thai kingdom and the king and when the palace was constructed. Should be fun. Let's go.
Okay.
After the Grand Palace, we headed down the street to Wat Phra Chatuphon, aka Wat Pho, the Reclining Buddha Temple. The temple has one of the largest Buddhas in Southeast Asia. The temple is very busy, so you'll have to wait your turn if you want to get the perfect Instagram photo. We paid 200 baht per person to get into Wat Pho after the Grand Palace. It's nice. We saw a laying down Buddha, one of the largest Buddha statues in Asia. After Wat Pho, we walked down towards the river, picking up some street food along the way from the local vendors. Doing the Grand Palace and Wat Pho Temple complex in the same afternoon is quite tiresome. Definitely need a foot massage.
Oh, again? We just had that last night.
Yeah, maybe we need another one after tomorrow. After a tiring afternoon, we settled down along the riverbank to watch the sunset fall over Wat Arun across the river. River dinner cruises, private boat rentals, and little taxi boats moved people up and down the river while we sat and watched. More and more people arrived as the sun began to set. Our first tuk-tuk ride in Bangkok. Yeah.
I just
Yes. Where are you from, dude? Came from China. Yeah. 我是中国人。We took the tuk-tuk from the riverfront near Wat Pho to the nearby district of Khaosan Road. In 2023, Khaosan Road has been totally cleaned up. Walk, shop, eat, and enjoy live music with drinks from roadside bars. And you can still get all the street food for cheap too. If you want to visit one of the more seedy areas of Bangkok, now you'll have to go to the Sukhumvit Asok station on the Green Line and Blue Lines.
This place has too many.
Slow down. Huh?
This place has too many foreigners.
It's all foreigners.
Oh yeah, to me, instead of Chinese people, like a few, they're all foreigners.
Yeah. 你吃什么？猪肉和面条。
Yeah.
啊。好吃吗？
还可以。
On day 2, we visited the Chatachok Weekend Market, first thing in the morning near the Grand Bang Sui Station. The market is huge and is full of stalls selling everything you can think of. So we dived in and went on the hunt for a new hat since April had lost hers. This one? Yeah. This is herb tea, lemongrass tea, Thai tea, curry.
Let me leave you and get a whole.
Yeah.
It's very hot and I'm looking for a hat for like 1 hour. And I give up. Go to another market. We want to have on the floating market.
Off to the floating market then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are at the Bangkok Southern Terminal, and we're going to take the local van to floating market and the Maeklong railway market. We arrived at the floating market in the afternoon, and it was completely deserted. On the board, it says a boat ride to the market costs 3,000 baht, which is $85 US, and that is crazy expensive for Thailand. So we just wanted to walk down the street and reach the market by foot, but a local lady convinced us to take a boat by lowering the price to 300 baht, about $8.50 US, for a short ride. And yes, you can walk to the main part of the floating market. It's only about 1 kilometer down the street. The floating market was not what we imagined it to be. You sit in the boat and stop at various shops along the canal so you can buy stuff. The problem is that we came from China where most of that stuff is made. We live 1 hour away from the factories that make this stuff, and we're well aware of the price, so we're not interested in paying 3 times the price for trinkets made where we just came from. The whole experience just felt like a massive tourist trap. And it's such a shame because there's a really nice walking path along the canal. It could have been set up
to have local food stalls along the walking path, and tourists could stop and walk along the canal like a park and buy real handicraft, really local made food snacks, and just have a more pleasant tourist experience. But instead, the whole area is designed to get tourists to buy wildly overpriced boat rides and a bunch of trinkets made in China. And it's really too bad. I think it could be much better. It has a lot more potential than that.
Alright, Chao Gui, how was the floating market?
It was awful.
Awful? It's one of the most popular tourist places in Bangkok.
Just don't come.
What's so bad about it?
First they will tell you that you need to take a boat to get to the market, which is not totally true. You can actually just walk for like 20 minutes to go down. But instead they will say you have to take a boat or you have to walk so far away and it's not worth it. And they will ask you to pay like 1,000 first, and then you say, oh, it's too expensive. And then you're leaving, they say, oh, come back, 300. It's like, okay, then we'll take it. After we took it, it's like, oh my god, it's like they stop by like almost every little shop and they ask you to buy things. It's like just stop for like 10 minutes, like, oh, buy something, you need this, you need that, discount. So, and then they start everything overpriced like 3 times. Jesus. That's really bad. And then we cannot get out of the boat because there's nowhere to go.
You're stuck on the boat and have to just wait there for the driver?
Yeah, and have to buy things. And we don't have to, but for people who feel so embarrassed like him, always need to buy something to just pass. It's like, oh, Jesus. That's so bad.
So
They got us.
Overall, how would you rate your experience at the floating market?
What is the lowest one?
0.
-5.
-5!
Just don't come, especially after like 12, don't come.
So in the morning it's supposed to be busier, but it didn't even look like, that's not a good experience, even if you did come in the morning time.
It's not a good experience because everything they sold there, you can get in another place. The different thing is you're on the boat and you cannot leave the boat.
Yeah.
Until they arrive in certain place. That's a really, really shitty experience I haven't had. And I don't recommend anybody to come. Just don't come here. It's really bad. You'll regret if you come.
You'll regret. So floating market, no.
It's a no-no.
On our way back to our hotel, we found a night market just a few subway stops away from our hotel along the Blue Line. The market is called The Street, and you can find it here on the map. The street market was really fun. They have all kinds of local food stalls and drinks, like Logan juice drinks on ice. They have lots of shops where you can buy clothing and some other items that are less touristy. And they have live music, and you can sit on tables and just enjoy that great atmosphere. On day 3, we decided to take a full day to go to the Ayutthaya Temples in the north of Bangkok, about 1 hour away. So we headed to the minibus terminal, which is underneath the overpass across the street from the main bus and train station. I marked it on the map because we had a difficult time finding it.
So this was the bike that we rented, little motorbike for 2 people for 300 baht.
The bike rental location is at a restaurant just a few blocks away from the main temple area.
Good?
Yeah.
So today we're here at the Ayutthaya Ancient Historic Park, and we're going to go from temple to temple. We rented a motorbike. So this is a little weird because when you arrive after the van place, you arrive and they want you to buy a tuk-tuk for the day, like a tour driver to drive you around to all the temples. But we don't want to do any of these like kind of tours because the last day we did one was really bad. So today we decided to rent a motorbike instead. We found a little shop, about 300 baht for the day, and we're going to tour around ourselves and see some countryside. And if we don't see all the temples, it's not too bad, but at least we get to kind of travel and do stuff our own way. So this is the second temple we visited so far. What is it called? Wat Racha.
Okay.
Let's go see. This.
It will be the hottest Valentine's Day in the last 27 years.
Is today Valentine's Day?
Yeah, of course. Just pretend that you don't know. So you don't need to get any flower. I knew it.
What day is it today? 14th?
Yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
To you too.
Thank you.
That wraps up our trip to Bangkok. Up next, we're headed to Koh Samui. Thank you for watching.